goddess Kali is one of the most mysterious and controversial deities of Hindu mythology. Her name evokes associations with darkness, destruction, and fear, but she also represents transformation, liberation, and inner strength. Kali's story is full of drama, mysticism, and deep symbolism that reveals the essence of human existence. There are numerous myths and legends about her, from her origins to her significance in culture. Kali's name is related to the concept of blackness or darkness, which is reflected in her appearance. She is depicted with dark skin, large teeth, and mutant eyes, which gives the impression of frightening but attractive power. Kali's duality, the combination of her frightening appearance and inner strength, makes her a complex character who evokes contradictory feelings. On the one hand, she looks like a monster, but she is actually the embodiment of struggle, transformation, and strength, making her an important figure in Indian religion and culture. Kali represents the powerful energy of nature, involving both destruction and creation. She symbolizes the refusal to accept conventional norms of behavior and decisions, showing that the spiritual path lies through overcoming one's own fears and limitations. Kali arose out of the rage and anger of the goddess Parvati. Parvati, known as the consort of Shiva, was the embodiment of femininity, motherhood, and serenity. She was the daughter of the king of the Himalayas and the embodiment of the divine energy Shakti. Shiva, on the other hand, was known as a great yogi, ascetic, and destroyer. Their union symbolized the harmony between active and passive, between creative and destructive energies. One day, when Parvati and Shiva were in their palace on Mount Kailas, they heard insulting speeches against Shiva. These words came from the Asuras, demonic beings who were constantly trying to harm the gods and disrupt the order of the universe. The insults referred to Shiva's way of life, his ascetic behavior and appearance. Parvati, hearing these derogatory words, felt a strong wave of anger and rage. Her love and respect for her husband was so strong that she could not tolerate such insults. Parvati's face instantly turned black with anger, and from her third eye, symbolizing supernatural power and intuition, Kali was born. She emerged from Parvati's eye socket as the embodiment of her rage and thirst for vengeance. She was as black as night, with long loose hair and terrifying eyes. Her appearance immediately inspired fear and awe. Immediately after her birth, Kali set out to avenge her wrongdoers. She knew no pity and compassion, for her goal was to restore justice and punish those who dared to insult her husband. Kali began to destroy the Asuras using her indomitable strength and battle rage. She displayed her indomitable nature, showing that anger and justice go hand in hand. Kali continued her reprisal until she had destroyed all the perpetrators of the insults. Her actions demonstrated the power of anger and the importance of protecting the honor and dignity of loved ones. After the battle was over, Kali returned to Parvati, calmed down, and resumed her place in the heart of the goddess. Kali is depicted as a dark-skinned woman with 4 arms holding a weapon and a severed head. Her tongue falls out of her mouth and her neck is adorned with a garland of human skulls. She stands on the body of her consort Shiva, who lies motionless, symbolizing his passivity and calmness in the face of Kali's violent energy. Her appearance may seem intimidating, but it carries deep meaning. The black color of her skin symbolizes night, mystery, and the unknown, and the consuming nature of time. The weapons in Kali's hands are symbols of different aspects of her power. The sword is the destruction of illusions, the trident is control over the 3 states of consciousness, waking, dreaming, and deep sleep, and the noose is the ability to bind and free the soul. Kali is central to Hindu myths, especially in the context of fighting demons and evil forces. One of the most famous stories involves the demon Raktavija. Raktavija was a powerful demon. He received a blessing from the god Brahma, according to which every drop of his blood that fell on the ground was transformed into an exact replica of the demon himself. This made him virtually invulnerable to conventional methods of combat, as any attempt to kill him only increased the number of his copies. When the gods realized that conventional methods of fighting Raktavija were ineffective, they turned to Kali for help. She agreed to enter the battlefield with the demon, knowing that her powers and strategies would have to be different from traditional approaches. When Kali arrived on the battlefield, she saw that Rakhtavija did indeed possess the ability to create copies from every drop of his blood. Instead of trying to deal him a blow that would only make him multiply, Kali decided to take a different approach. She began drinking the demon's blood, preventing it from falling to the ground and turning it into new copies. Every drop of blood she drank, Kali absorbed into herself, denying the demon the ability to reproduce itself. This continued until Kali drank all of Raktaviji's blood, leaving him defenseless before her final blow. Finally, Kali decapitated the demon, finally destroying it and preventing the possibility of its resurrection. The relationship between Kali and Shiva is indeed a striking example of the interaction of active and passive principles, illustrating the delicate balance between destruction and creation, movement and peace. To understand this aspect more deeply, let us understand the symbolism and meanings behind this relationship. Shiva and Kali represent the duality characteristic of many Indian mythological concepts. They embody the interplay of opposites that, when in harmony, create wholeness and balance. Shiva, also known as Mahadeva, Great Lord, is the embodiment of pure consciousness and spiritual enlightenment. He represents a state of inner peace, renunciation and meditation. He is often depicted sitting in lotus posture, immersed in deep meditation, which symbolizes his detachment from worldly affairs and focus on the inner world. Kali, on the other hand, represents the active beginning, expressed through her destructive power and dynamism. She represents the destruction of the old and unnecessary, purification of illusions and liberation from limitations. She is often depicted dancing on Shiva's body, symbolizing her active and energetic nature to transform and change. Now let's look at how these opposites interact and complement each other. The interaction between Shiva and Kali illustrates the principle of the unity of opposites, where both aspects are necessary to maintain harmony and stability. Destruction and creation, activity and rest, dynamics and static, all these concepts are in constant interrelation and mutual complementation. When Shiva is depicted lying under Kali's feet, it symbolizes his acceptance and understanding of Kali's active energy. He knows that her activity is necessary to maintain world order, and therefore gives her the freedom to act. This indicates that Shiva recognizes the importance of the process of transformation and purification that Kali initiates through her dance. Kali's appearance is indeed impressive in its duality. On the one hand, she represents destruction, and on the other hand, she displays the qualities of a protector and mother. Despite her intimidating appearance, Kali is also revered as the Great Mother, or Mahakali. This concept goes back to her role as a source of life, strength, and support. Let's take a look at how her maternal essence manifests. As the Great Mother, Kali gives life to all beings. In this context, she is seen as the source of all things from which the universe arises. She embodies the primordial creative energy needed to create and sustain life. Kali also sustains life by helping her followers maintain balance and harmony. She protects them from negative influences and helps them cope with difficulties. In this aspect, she fulfills the role of a protector, shielding her children from evil and adversity. Finally, Kali brings life back when the time comes. She symbolizes the inevitability of the end of the cycle of life. This is not a negative aspect, but rather a natural part of the cosmic order, necessary to maintain harmony and balance. Kali's maternal essence is associated with several important symbols and concepts. Kali embodies the idea that life and nurture are inextricably linked. She not only creates but also destroys, restoring cosmic order. She helps her followers overcome fears and limitations that prevent them from reaching their full potential. Through her destructive influence, Kali promotes liberation from old molds and limiting beliefs. Kali's dance is one of the most expressive and symbolically rich elements of her image. It symbolizes the continuous movement of the universe, in which birth, life, and death occur in a constant rhythm. Kali's dance is often compared to a cosmic dance that symbolizes the evolution of the universe. In this dance, Kali destroys old forms and creates new ones, reflecting the universal law of cyclical change. Shiva, lying beneath Kali's feet, symbolizes the immovable foundation upon which this dance is built. He represents the stability and steadiness necessary to maintain balance and harmony in the universe. It represents the idea that active and passive beginnings must be combined to maintain harmony. The name Kali is directly related to the concept of time. The word Kala in Sanskrit means time, and this explains why Kali is associated with the passage of time. In Indian philosophy, time is understood as a force that destroys everything in its path, and Kali represents this inexorable force of time. Kalpa, or cosmic cycles, symbolize the eternal return to the beginning, and Kali represents the force that controls this process. Kali reminds people of the transitory nature of all material things and the importance of living in the present moment. She teaches that one must free oneself from attachment to material things and focus on the spiritual essence. This is an important lesson that helps people understand the true nature of being. Kali is not only destructive but also liberating. She helps her followers rid themselves of illusions and false perceptions of self, opening the way to true nature and inner enlightenment. Her energy is aimed at destroying the ego and attachments, allowing the soul to free itself from the shackles of the material world. Kali worship includes a variety of rituals and practices aimed at gaining inner strength and liberation. Many followers of Kali practice meditation, yoga, and tantric rituals to connect with the energy of the goddess and find inner peace and clarity. Meditation is an important practice of Kali worship. It helps one to concentrate and connect with the energy of the goddess. During meditation, one seeks to enter a state of deep inner peace where Kali can manifest her power and wisdom. Yoga is an ancient practice that involves physical exercise, breathing, and concentration. Yoga symbolizes the physical and mental cleansing necessary to connect with Kali's energy. Performing physical exercises, breathing techniques, and concentration helps prepare the body and mind to receive the divine energy. Tantric rituals include specific breathing, visualization, and mantra chanting techniques to activate the internal energy centers. These rituals allow the individual to work with the subtle energies of the body and mind by connecting with the energy of Kali. In the modern world, Kali is often seen as a symbol of feminine strength and independence. Her image is used in the feminist movement as an example of a woman who is not afraid to show her strength and stand up for her rights. She becomes a symbol of the struggle against patriarchy and outdated norms of society. Goddess Kali is a complex and multifaceted deity who combines elements of destruction and creation, fear and liberation. Her story teaches us to embrace change, let go of the past, and move forward with confidence and courage. Kali reminds us that true power lies not in material wealth or external success, but in the ability to overcome inner obstacles and find harmony within ourselves.